Here's the snapback. Here's the kick. He's got the leg into it. If it is good, and it is! Austin Stars, a 49-yard field goal, and Indiana leads 27-24.
Oh, it's an end around one to throw. Page looking at the quarterback, and it's a touchdown! Page finds Leno! Penix rolling out of the pocket to a strong hand. Delivers deep down the field. Caught, touchdown! Fry Vogel again.
Welcome to the LEO podcast, brought to you by Big Banter. I am your host, Michael Bragg. You can find me on Twitter. It's at Bragley, Braggley. And with us is our producer, Seth. You can block him on Twitter. It's at Setah5, SETAH5. No Brando today, which means you're going to have a fun, no, probably not fun, just more educational style podcast. Just Bragg and Seth. That's what we get. So no Brandon. He's out doing Brando things. I don't know. I think in-laws are in town this time. I think the next pod he's like out of the country, and then the next pod he's like out of the country, and who knows? I'm not even sure he wants to do this anymore. He just keeps leaving the country to get away from us. But either way, as I said, block Seth. He's right here. He's at Setah5, SETAH5. Now's the time to do it because I think Zach Edey. Did we make that decision on Zach Edey? Is that a thing?
No, I'm still refreshing the feed.
Like it's got to the decisions today, right? Not like we care as IU fans, but for you, a producer, you care. And I mean, stay away from his Twitter.
As I texted you earlier today, he's entitled to do whatever he feels is in his best interest. I'm happy for him. He owes us nothing. But of course, I'd like to see him back and actually shooting the three-pointer that he showed at the combine or at the pro team workouts or whatever the hell those were.
Painter's not going to let him do that.
Of course he won't, but it's a tease.
Yes. Speaking of tease,
there we go.
I can't do that. What'd you say?
There you go. You picked up on my segue.
I tried. I don't know which one you wanted me to go with. I was going to say part of the podcast today, which I teased earlier, which is week after week after week, is that we're going to be back on a single week podcast schedule. You're welcome, I think, back to your normal weekly deal. We will talk about that upcoming schedule here in just a little bit. We're going to talk about just a couple quick things, one of which was announced today, and then the other was announced in between our recording. So let's just start with the player that we got in between the last time we talked and now, which is what I said on the last pod was every time we record, Seth, what happens afterwards?
Signing.
Get a commit. Yes. We did not practice that. We didn't practice that before. This time, quarterback for the 2024 class at a high school, Timothy Carpenter. They don't really list quarterback styles anymore per se on 24/7. So they don't like rank them out like, hey, he's number 2 dual threat or he's number 67 pro style. Like he looks like a pro style quarterback based off what I've seen. 6'4", 200 pounds listed on the site. He's got is hooch the right word for like a big arm? Is that right? What is the word I'm looking for?
Cannon?
A cannon is one.
A rocket launcher?
There's an ooch word. A chooch. I forgot the first C. He's got a chooch. And he can scoot. Good looking prospect, I think. Now, granted, you're watching high school highlights, so nobody ever really knows how that's going to transfer over to the college ranks. Ignore the offer sheet if you're an offer sheet guy. I mean, it's not the best thing we've ever seen, but again, from what I'm hearing, what I'm reading, and honestly what I've seen is that everybody expects him to be bumped up the rankings a little bit, which you should see some more competition come in for him. So hopefully solid commit.
Are you saying this Carpenter has some tools to work with?
That was Seth at Setah5 on Twitter, SETAH5. 5. Yeah, that was good. Dad joke out of the way. Brandon would have tried to make that joke at some point, but would have added a Brandon twist to it. And yeah.
Sorry, I provide the educational aspects around here. No fun will be had.
Right. Well, usually that's my forte, but either way. So the rest of the news that I was talking about, the big exciting news of the day, Seth, the Big Ten has announced their first 3, or I don't know what the Big Ten has done. Either way, we've announced some game times. Let's start with the least exciting and make our way up. Which I guess we'll just start from the bottom. I wouldn't say least exciting, but either way,
I was gonna say least exciting for who?
I don't know. So either way, we'll start with what I'm assuming is the homecoming game, being that it is the only home game in October this year. October 21st, I want to say, I think, is Rutgers at home, noon kickoff, all sets up as a traditional homecoming style game. There you go. Game 3 of the season, 9/16. That's the neutral site game with Louisville at Lucas Oil Stadium. That was announced as a noon kickoff. And Seth, interested in your view on this, an ACC Big Ten matchup that's going to be featured on Big Ten Network.
Can both teams lose?
Oh yeah, I forgot about Louisville and soft spot with you. Forgot my bad.
Yeah, this is like the Purdue Hatred Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
The Little Brother Express.
Interesting though for I'm assuming that Louisville people get Big Ten Network down there. Yeah. So I guess it doesn't really matter, but I thought that would have had like Fox or something written all over. I don't know. Maybe there's some sort of ACC Big Ten naming rights or whatever, conference rights with different television people. So either way, it doesn't matter. Big Ten Network against Louisville. The game before that, which is going to take place on what everybody seems to love, Seth. They love Good Friday night college football. I'm being super sarcastic. That's
I was going to say, this ain't
it. The game against Indiana State, the second home game of the year, which will take place on 9/8, has been announced for either 7 or 8 p.m. Does it matter? No. For the Friday night kick, that one also on BTN. That one not a shocker as far as TV goes. And then the first game of the year finally has been announced. Time has been announced. And trigger warning to any SEC people listening, which I don't know why you would be unless you're one of those weird Ole Miss people that hates us. We've got your time slot. Indiana, Ohio State, September 2nd, 3:30, Seth, on CBS.
CBS.
Yes. So cue what everybody has always grown up as the SEC mid-afternoon CBS game music. You sit down with the family, you watch a little college football, you hear the music, you expect to see a bunch of Auburn and LSU highlights in the background as it's happening, crunch noises. No, what you're going to see down there in Alabama on CBS at 7:30 is a little IU Ohio State.
3:30.
What'd I say?
7:30.
It might still be on at 7:30. I don't know.
Oh Lord.
But either way, so 3:30 kickoff, CBS. I shouldn't have done it this way, but I guess I was kind of leading up to the big news if nobody's seen it by now. CBS, Seth, I was pumped to see that. Pumped and a little bit scared.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say it's one of those things that you're taking a high with a low on this one. It's got to be cool to be a Big Ten team on CBS. You get the exposure, you get the national buzz. But along with the national buzz, you get the national buzzsaw, which is Ohio State, who I'm sure will be rough and tumble and ready to prove that the way they ended last year's was, not a best showing for them, and are going to take it out on IU. So here comes the exposure that you guys wanted.
And we're not going to preview this game until
no. Yeah.
Next week. I will tell you right now that I did a little bit of early looking to see if they had announced any other things. I pulled it up on the ESPN app. And I think right now, which rightfully so, I think is about right. But I think I'll tell you why it's wrong next week is that I think they've got IU as a 27.5 point dog right now. We'll talk about that game next week and why I think everybody on this podcast, and I really don't think this is a very unpopular opinion, thinks that this might be the best time to play such team. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. So while we're on that subject, let's talk about what the upcoming podcast schedule is going to look like. Basically, if you guys have been with us for a while now, we are going to get into our season preview pods, which is when we go through week by week through the season and kind of give a spring preview, summer preview on our upcoming schedule, individual games. We'll go all the way through. That'll take us right up to the very beginning preview pod of the season. That is, unless Brandon comes in and just wrecks everything like he usually does and says that he doesn't want to spend an entire pod on Indiana State or Akron. So, and, rightfully so, which we've done that before. We've said, non-conference. It's fine. We got Western Kentucky. Nobody wants to talk Western Kentucky. Nobody wants to talk Idaho. These games aren't going to be close. And what do you know? So, yeah, that's what we're going to do. And if you guys don't know, I'm just going to rattle through the games real quick. We've got at home, Ohio State, Indiana State, Illinois. I should start over. Ohio State, Indiana State, Louisville at a neutral site, which is at Lucas Oil Stadium. Buy your tickets now. They're on sale. Akron, and then we're away at Maryland bye week, away at Michigan, Rutgers, away at Penn State, Wisconsin, away at Illinois, Michigan State, away at Purdue. So hopefully you guys got to write all of that down as I was talking. If not, that's readily available on the internet. So just Google Indiana football schedule.
I don't want to get too much into this, but I think the early takeaways are there's a lot of things to be excited about for the schedule. There are some games that seem to be winnable on paper early on. Again, getting Ohio State the first week could be a blessing and or a curse. I think the Indiana State on a Friday night, that's not a game people are going to go to on a Saturday afternoon anyway. So making that on a Friday night might be a cool way to make that kind of a not necessarily a marquee event, but maybe a more of a mainstream event. And I really think the Lucas Oil Stadium game is going to be really cool to get. Again, those are another exposure opportunity away for a lot more fans who may not want to travel all the way down to Bloomington, who live in the Indianapolis area or commute easily to the Indianapolis area, a chance to see them in person. So I think it's a really cool opportunity. I think there's a lot to be excited about. There's still a lot of questions about what is going to be on the field, who's going to be in what positions and the depth chart. But as you start to look at that, there's some really cool things to get excited about as a fan. Yeah.
You touched on depth chart. We usually do some sort of podcast for that, and I'm not sure. I don't think that translates well, right? Verbally so much. I mean, you're sitting here talking about your fifth and sixth interior defensive linemen, and by then, I mean, people are either swerving off the road because they fell asleep or whatever. I'm not saying that those aren't exciting players, but by the time we get to Josh Sanguinetti, you're just like, hurry up and get this pod over already. So, and that kind of rhymed, and that was a total on accident. So I think what we may do, and maybe we'll let Brandon do it because it's something that he can do maybe on the plane to one of these bazillion different out of the country places that he's going to. Maybe he can just piece together what he thinks is going to be his offense 2 deep and defensive 2 deep, and we can throw it on the Twitter and do some of that for you. Okay, real quick, let's look at the schedule. Do you have it pulled up by chance, or can you see it?
I can get it ready here.
Pull it up real quick, because I was going to sit here and just give maybe a look at it. Usually there's like a tough stretch. I feel like last year, maybe the year prior, we had like a Michigan State, Ohio State stretch, or a Penn State, Michigan, Ohio State stretch somewhere in there.
It seems like you kind of have hot, cold here. It's like you got a tough one. I don't want to say any cakewalks or anything, but tough
Akron
one, an easier one, a tougher one, an easier one. It kind of alternates really nicely.
So what you would see, what immediately pops out to me is the 2 road games in a row which you don't have anywhere else on the schedule. You have at Maryland, and then you have at Michigan, but it's
with a bye week
by
between
a
them
bye
too.
week.
Yeah.
Yes. I guess it's a bye week sandwich with Maryland on top and Michigan on the bottom. So I mean, I'm not saying Maryland is a world beater at all, right? And I'm pretty sure some of their program stuff is not heading in the right direction either. But you know, at Michigan, that's probably going to be the toughest one on the schedule. I mean, at Penn State is going to be tough. Really, other than that, that's it for road games.
Yeah,
Wisconsin
I mean, the
at
same
home
games,
is favorable.
yeah, the same games that are going to be tough every year are going to be tough. It's always
Yeah.
going to be the Michigans, the Ohio States, the Penn States of the world. But as far as the crossover games, you get a home game against Wisconsin. Like
Yeah.
that's not awful. You get Purdue, which again, Purdue's going to probably be a little bit down next year.
And Illinois,
At
which
Illinois,
you're missing their best playmakers,
Mhm.
and missing what
Reloading
their
entire
entire
secondary.
defensive secondary, right?
Mhm.
I mean, really, there and you can use some of your judgment here. If you're going to sit here and look at what you would consider a traditional automatic L on this schedule, I'm gonna lean maybe even towards the pessimistic side and say 3.
Oh, there's 3 definite L's. Yeah.
I mean, I do think, and we'll talk about it next week, I do think that starting the season off the way that we're starting it off is a favorable way to start it, but there's never really an easy way to play that team.
I will only point out the only downside I see about the Ohio State game early on is if there's any kind of injuries. If there is any kind of depletion to the depth chart, that's the kind of game that can really wear you down and limit your depth over the entire 12-game season, rather than just, somebody gets nicked up against Akron or something. Those are kind of the games where there's a lot of crunching going on, and you just want to make sure everyone gets out of that game healthy.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's enough schedule talk. As I said, we'll spend weeks, literal weeks, the next 13 weeks coming up talking about these. Now, on the bye week, we probably won't spend too much time on the actual bye week. That may be more of a recap of the season through the first 5 weeks. But we'll get there when we get there, and we'll see how it goes. But as I said, you're back on the regular rotational order. We will be providing the content you guys expect. So there you go. And speaking of things that you guys expect, here it is. It's a super quick word from our sponsor, Monon Track Club. MTC is Indiana's running brand built on a deep love for the sport and the Hoosier State. They craft products, tell stories, and create experiences that aim to celebrate, support, and add to Indiana's running culture. Check out the link in the show notes for more details on their club runs and to shop their sick gear, from shirts. You don't want any hoodies, not right now, and some koozies. As a thank you to our listeners, they are offering 10% off your order. Use promo code LEO10 at checkout. I will put the link in the show notes wherever you are to find our show. It will be there. Now let's get back to the show, where we will usually throw in some randos. Let's get some brag randos. Is that a thing? Let's do that.
Let's reach into Brag's bag.
Okay. So we're going to reach into a bag and a sack. Seth, do you like free swag?
Always.
Like,
well,
do you like free? Like, do you like? Okay, I just happen to be asking this question because I was wearing a free hat that I got today. Love it. Okay, get a lot of free stuff from that particular person, which is very useful. Also wearing a shirt that was free, right? I'm pretty sure the socks that I have on are from the dude that gave me the hat. I don't ask for these things. They're just given to me. What are your thoughts on useful free swag? Are you willing? Do you like, okay, the person that gives me these things, you tend to see me in our group chat being like, can I have one for free? And it works. Are you one of those people that once you tap a source, do you now granted, I've known this person for 30 years, so it's a little different, but do you constantly go back to the well for that? And then do you wear the stuff?
Yeah. Yes to both. I think we all have that random guy who has kind of a hookup or something that always randomly gets well, like for example, my sister tends to get a bunch of IU athletic department leftovers. And so I just get IU clothes that I don't even want. They just show up at my house. Sometimes they're in kid size. Sometimes they're for my wife. Sometimes they're for me. I have no idea, but if they're in my size, I wear them. So of course, it's who. I mean, a lot of them turn into workout shirts, and I end up going to the gym, and people look at me and they're like, "Hey, those Hoosiers." I'm like, "Oh shit, this is a bad idea." But you know, that's what happens sometimes. So that they make great workout shirts. Who couldn't turn down an extra shirt to mow the grass?
Yeah.
Work in.
Yeah.
Of course, it's always great. No one ever. What is it? Don't look a gift horse in the mouth.
Is that a thing?
Always take
That's a
something for free.
saying. We need to put that on a poll.
My dad was a farm boy.
There it is
Maybe.
again. I think that's 2 weeks in a row you've said that. Okay, next one, and then we'll bring some energy. Sorry, guys, it's been a little down today. I don't know what's going on.
You just miss Brandon. It's okay.
I feel like we've done this before, and now that Brandon's not here, we don't have to deal with his excuse my language bullshit. When it comes to picking this game time, what is your ideal kickoff time? I'll give you the traditional. You know what? Let's not do traditional. If you were to pick a time during the day for a game to kick off, what is your ideal time?
7 p.m.
Okay.
Right
We're
after
on the same
dinner,
team, I
you
think.
get a nice little, few adult pops in you.
Mm-hmm.
Get to watch the sunset while football's going on,
Mm-hmm.
and the game's over by 10:30. So in theory, you can be in a bed somewhere by 11:30, or you still have time if you're young or just feeling youthful to still go out and tie one on for a couple hours after the game.
If you've taken a pregame nap, yes. If you're older, I should rephrase the question, or maybe just reword it for maybe a second part. What is your ideal game time if you're going to the game?
Oh shit! Give me a noon game. You get me.
I'll
start
a
drinking
breakfast
at 9
tailgate.
o'clock. I don't care. Like, let's get this up. Let's
Yes.
get this over with, and then I can get home and still get home for the primetime games. That's
Yes.
the ultimate.
So, yes, 100%. You know what's so cool about well, I guess that doesn't really work out that way, does it? Never mind. But the noon ones, you get a good breakfast tailgate. You get that, you ride that line of like, is 7:30 too early for a beer in the middle of October? No, is the answer. And as long as you put a little orange juice in it, a little bromose at the start of your day, you'll be okay. So,
And keep promising you'll be sober by 3:30, 3:45. No, I'll be totally fine by then. It'll be great.
I'll be fine.
No.
I'll be fine. I won't have any
we're good.
beers. For me, I like all of them. I like all of them. I don't care.
Yeah.
I really don't care. Cool. That's it for me. My super lame questions out of the way. What do you got?
All right, let's reach deep into the sack here. So with Memorial Day, I feel like we all had like that first summer picnic or whatever. We had to have those awkward party conversations. I had a birthday party the weekend before. I have a graduation party this weekend. It had me thinking, Bragg, I've been to parties with you, but I don't even know this. Do you have any like cool party tricks? I saw a juggler the other weekend. I can't believe he actually did that publicly. Yeah.
A cool party trick.
It was, sorry, that wasn't cool, but that was just a generic party trick. Like I say the alphabet backwards. I was so terrified in high school and college that I would get a public intox or a DUI or something. I didn't drive while I was drunk, but I was just worried about it. And I heard that was one of the tests they would always do. So I'd always memorize it so that I would, hopefully have some kind of recall.
I do tend to be like, I wouldn't consider this like a, and now this may be pumping myself full of a bunch of stuff that probably isn't right, but I feel like I'm like a lot of fun, maybe like at parties. Like I'm like a pretty good time. Like I'm not like,
okay, I'm just trying to set you up to say that you'll dominate like a pop shot. If you go to a
yeah.
like you'll tear that up pretty good.
I do get super competitive.
No, there we go.
Yeah.
Or like my putting machine in the basement. Like,
yeah. If we're
you always gravitate to those kinds of things. Yeah.
Beer pong, man. I miss old school beer pong. Like when we used to put beer in the cups.
Yeah, that's
I
That's
never
never
got sick.
happening again.
I didn't get sick. Kids get mono all the time now. I don't get mono. I never got mono. Never got any of that. So I don't know if that's how you get it or not. But
All right. Let me get on to my second one. All right. I was doing some Etsy shopping the other day. I don't know if that's embarrassing or not.
say that again.
Um,
Etsy shopping. Is that what you said?
yeah, Etsy.
Okay.
Like that,
Yeah. You're fine.
like arts and crafts
Yeah.
app.
Look at this. I got some Arsenal
Yeah, that's what it's
koozie,
great
or
for
what are these
fandom
called?
stuff.
Coasters from Etsy. Yeah.
Yeah. So like I was doing some Purdue shopping the other day. I didn't end up buying anything. I already have a Leroy Keys one, and I have I was looking for a Rondale Moore one because those are fun Purdue football guys that I thought would be cool to have memorabilia of, or a signed photo or whatever. Do you have like an IU football Etsy shopping cart? Like, not to say that you have one for real, but like, is there a player or a type of I don't know, what is that, like memorabilia that you'd be looking for? Some kind of fan art?
Fan art.
Yeah. Like a cartoon drawing of a player. I don't know. There's all sorts of
There's
stuff
two
out
that
there.
come to mind immediately if you were to ask me if that's what I was looking for, of a cartoon drawing of two players. One's football, one's basketball. Can you guess them?
I would go Tico.
No.
And for basketball, I know you've had a recent obsession with Trace Jackson Davis. But I would probably go Tom Coverdale.
Yes.
Because you're a hometown homer and we can't get that Noblesville stank off you.
So Tom Coverdale and Antoine Randall, if I was going to
look yeah, of course. I would have thought that through more.
Yeah, for two.
He's your OG. He's your
he is the one that started
crush.
It all, man.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I go for like some like weird things sometimes. Like I used to collect the mini helmets. There was a guy that would do like the custom, like I'm staring at two right now, that you couldn't just buy in a store. Like this guy would straight up print it out, like the script Indiana that was the American flag on a white helmet that had that weird cut down the middle of the dark red. And then I've got the crimson helmet with the pink IU trident on each side. Like they don't do that anymore. So those are some things I've gotten off of Etsy before. I'm trying to think anything else IU wise. That's probably it. I don't know. I'm kind of on a Panthers kick right now because my boys are in the final, but
yeah, I'm trying to avoid that topic.
Gotcha.
Hopefully you'll still have something to talk about next week or maybe even the following week, so we can revisit that one. All right, my last one is I have been looking at the Reddit and a couple of the group chats I'm in for the NCAA football 14 video game, and some of the rosters are starting to get worked on here. Nothing's been updated. There's nothing to upload yet. But when those start to come out, they usually come out in July or August. When the actual game is loading, when you're like, IU versus Purdue on the load screen, it'll show your top three players, like your three stars.
Ooh, okay.
And so like last year, I think it was DJ Matthews. Why am I blanking
Mullen
on the corner? Yep, Mullen and the middle linebacker. Jones.
Are you kidding me right now? Jones. Yeah,
Jones. Those were I think the three highest rated players. So whenever I'd load it, that's who would pop up.
Okay.
For the 2023 edition, when that roster update hits, who are the three IU top ranked players that'll show up on that?
Great question. Jalen Lucas.
What is his speed? Do you think they put him at 97? No.
Dude.
Okay. I just don't think they'll give him enough credit.
You don't think
that might be his real
first
number.
Team All-American, preseason first team All-American, and last year first team All-American kick returner.
I'm not discounting that.
Just
wondering if the Vikes fan 57 or whoever was in charge of this, if he's going to give Jalen the credit.
It's tough, man. I want to say our boy Josh.
Yeah, I would think he'd be in a 87, 88, probably that upper 80s range.
The other one, it's kind of a fight. I'd like to give two more if that's okay.
Yeah,
I'd like to say Andre Carter.
I'd say he's probably about
Defensive end.
85, just as an unknown. He might be one of those mid seasons where all of a sudden he's an 89 or something, but probably initially he'll
Yeah.
probably be an 85.
And then Aaron Casey probably.
Yeah, I think you're right.
But I could see, man, I could see Josh Sanguinetti having a high rating. I mean, well, Cam Camper, we can't discount Cam Camper.
Yeah, I'd say he's probably an 86, 87, somewhere in that
Speed's
ballpark.
not going to be great, but man, the guy was, I mean, he was leading the league.
He's one of those
in-
guys who's not going to translate well to a video game. He's more of
Yeah.
a matchup guy. He really
Yeah.
does uses his body well, and the video game doesn't translate that.
I can't think of anybody else for sure. I want to believe that, Taven, but it's too early, obviously, for him.
Yeah, they'll probably put him at like 76 or 77
Yeah,
until
I don't even
until
know if he's
he's
going to be that high, man.
well. They usually whatever the first string quarterback is in a Power 5, they usually
Like a
rank
default.
yeah, at least like a 76.
All right. Yeah, it's a great question. Great
All
question.
right.
Did you have any more that maybe I left out or?
No, I was just thinking DJ again. But just with his whole thing being speed related, I'm assuming that's probably going to take a hit and may overall affect his number. So yeah, I think you probably hit on probably the top 4 or 5.
Did you said DJ?
Yeah.
DJ Matthews?
Yeah.
Not on the team anymore.
What did I mean? Oh, never mind.
Who are you going for?
Who's the backup running back? The transfer, the guy who came in to back up.
Christian. Are you talking about Christian? I'm trying to get
Oh
the
my
roster to pull up, but it's not pulling up. Here we go.
I'm having a brain fart on this.
Yeah, it's okay. There's a lot of people screaming at their listening devices right now. Yeah, it's Christian. You know what? How about our boy? No, I don't know if they'll give Noah enough love, dude. Christian,
And they'll probably put him
Turner.
in the wrong
Christian
position
Turner.
too. Because
Christian Turner. Is that who you're talking about?
CJ, yeah, CT. Oh goodness. Anyways, let's move on. It doesn't
Who are you
matter.
talking about?
But yeah,
Who are you talking about? Who are you
who's
talking about?
going to be the other third receiver? It's Camper. It's
You got EJ Williams
EJ.
from Clemson.
Sorry, EJ Williams,
Yeah,
the big slot from
Maybe.
Clemson.
maybe.
I think they typically give transfers really good ratings, especially from Power 5s.
Yeah. Yeah, I could
Sorry,
see
I
it.
was thinking
That's
the wrong
okay.
initials.
That's all right. What a way to peter out on that one. Cool. What anything else you got there?
No, get me out of here.
That's it. Now we're damn, dude. All
I
right.
know, what a fizzle.
All right.
We're
What
picking
about
up some
Matt
steam there.
Bedford? No.
I
Yeah,
don't
know
know.
it's tough. Okay. We're trying. We're trying over here. All right, guys and girls.
But I'm sure
let's-
Barner's going to get like a 93 bump
yeah,
at Michigan.
dude. Get out of here, bro. Get out of here. No respect for you anymore, AJ. I used to pump you up, bro. No. Get out of here, dude. All right, be sure to check out the pod. It's on Twitter at Podcast LEO. Give our buddies over at Big Banter Sports. It's at Big Banter Sports a follow. Keep up to date with all the new additions to the premier podcast powerhouse. They're going to pull all of them. We've already talked to you about it. They're getting up to 14 of the football and the basketball podcast to represent every single Big Ten school as of now. And the next year they'll have to find the hippies out in LA to join. So believe it or not, though, Seth, they did find somebody with internet in Nebraska. They've signed a Nebraska podcast. I believe it was last week. Don't listen. Oh, well, that's mean. That's mean.
No, we wish them well.
We
just
do. I'm just kidding.
hope they lose every game.
You may just hear like an AOL dial-up tone whenever it starts. We're just kidding.
You
guys.
have
We're
5
just
free minutes remaining.
kidding. We're just kidding. Hey, man, or guys and girls, be sure to download, follow, rate, review on all of our platforms. If there's somewhere that we are not and you are somehow listening to us right now, let us know. We'll get it taken care of. We'll get you guys added because we love you guys. Elio.
We may hate ourselves, but Elio.
He said it.
Elio. Awesome day. Elio. Thank you so much, Rick. I appreciate that. Elio. All right, great. Elio. Appreciate you guys. Elio. You're welcome, Dave. Have a great day. Elio. Have a great day. Elio. Appreciate you being here with us. Have an awesome day. And Elio. Oh, thank you so much. Elio. Well, thanks so much, Elio. Hey, thanks so much, Mike. Appreciate that. Elio. Appreciate you guys, man. Have an awesome day. Elio. Awesome. Elio. Elio.